tough out here, man. It's tough on the brother out here. On the brother out here. Tough on the brother out here. On the brother out here. It's tough. Tough on a brother out here. Trying not to live in fear.
Donald Hasan.
Tough on a brother out here. In the first of the month.
I'm Charles Smith.
It's tough on the brother out here. On the brother out here. Tough on the brother. On the brother out here. On the brother out here. It's tough on the brother out here. On the brother out here. Tough on the brother out here.
So where did the concept "tough on a brother" come from?
The song came about. It was really kind of interesting. I was sitting at my desk feeling sorry for myself and not being able to find those. I needed about $3.3 million at that time, and I was just a little short of making a deal. I had a deal that was coming through, and the deal fell through. And at that time, I was thinking, man, this stuff on a brother out here, and that's where the song began. I wrote the song in 2009 and kept it in my binder until just recently I introduced the idea to Donald, and as Donald would do with just about anything that he's inspired by, he decided to run with it. We contacted some of the sources that he had in his profile, and here we are. So we're looking at this the same as we looked at washing cars. We're going to give it all we've got, and whatever comes out in the wash comes out.
What prompted you to get involved with it?
Charles shared this lyrics of this song that is tough on a brother out here, and I read that, and I can relate to it. It is sure enough tough on a brother on any level, not just on a whatever level you're on. You're gonna be at the bottom level, medium level, high level. It hits. You can relate to it, whether you're male, female. I mean, we're gonna change that around. You know, we're gonna be tough on a woman out here as well. But I text a good friend of mine who I've been doing business with, Dwayne Omarr, in Southern California, and not knowing that music was his forte. We talked in bits and pieces on other business dealing that we was doing, and told him I had something I wanted to talk to him about. And he called me right up, told me about this lyrics. I think it would be good to make a song out of it. Oh well. He asked me what it was. I gave him the name of it. Oh yeah, man, we can do that. He sent out a contract and.
My name is Dwayne Omarr, record producer, Dwayne Omarr Beats. I became involved with Tough on a Brother out here after I received a phone call. Actually, I received a text from my man Donald, and he said he wanted to talk to me about this song. And most of the conversations we had in the past wasn't about music, it was about other business that we were doing. So when I got the text, I was anxious to get back to him and see what he's talking about. And he gave me over the phone a few seconds of a concept that his cousin came up with. It's Tough on a Brother out here. And a few days later, I think I received an email with some of the lyrics, maybe a few phrases of it. And when I heard it, it didn't really need an explanation because it's very relative to what's going on right now. And I eat and sleep music. Most people that I do other business with don't really know that. But so when I heard it, I can hear the track in my head. It was almost like planting a seed. So I had to have the music, the composition, or the beat reflect what the words were saying, and I think we accomplished that.
How long was he in the automobile industry?
I've been in the car industry for over 30 years.
What about as an automobile dealership owner?
I always aspired to be an auto dealer, and so in 1994 I bought a dying dealership in the Sierra Foothills. The name was Jackson Ford. I went in and changed the name from Jackson Ford to New Jackson Ford Mercury with a game plan that would take the dealership from selling some 25 cars a month to a business plan that I had that would take the dealership to about 125 cars a month. And so I struggled for a few years there, finally paid off the dealership in 1999. In 2000, I was Chamber of Commerce Business Person of the Year by the city of Jackson. And in 2001, I was a Sam Walmart Business Person of the Year, and so on and so forth. I had an opportunity to do a lot of things as a result of the car industry and traveled a bit. And but as things happen, my dealership fell into harm's way, and in 2009, I decided that it would be best to pull the plug. So after 16 years of ownership, some 52 employees, we closed the door.
Does he have any desire to go back into that line of work?
No, he's done with it. He's burnt out. You know, we've talked about it a couple of times, and he's through with it. He's ready to move on to new challenges.
When did he get into the thrift store business?
Donald and I have always been very, very close, so when he introduced the idea of starting a thrift store, I told him that we could do it with a game plan. And the game plan was we had to be consistent, professional, and bring about a sincere attitude with the people that we came in contact with. And quite frankly, I didn't know that I would have to learn a whole new way of dealing and a whole new skill level with some of the people that I was dealing with at this time that were completely different than any other times that I had been in business. So if anything, I've learned humility, and I've also learned trust and patience from working here and also working with Donald Hasan.
You mentioned earlier that working in the thrift store humbled him. How did the experience humble him?
I have seen a 360-degree turnaround of him. His tolerance, you know, it was pretty edgy when he first got here, you know. But I've seen him more compassionate. I mean, you give people things that they come in here and don't have the money. Okay, what's going on? Pay it later. Whereas before he was strictly business. You know, it's all about business. But yeah, he have humbled himself.
I was raised here in North Richmond, was gone for a number of years climbing the corporate ladder, and here I am. I find myself back in the same Richmond that I grew up in some almost 45 years ago. And so it's a very humbling experience coming from the world that I'm used to playing in, and the corporate world and different things, and being in this plateau. But one of the things that I think I learned, though, is that, you know, sometimes being at the top, you really got to give something back to the bottom. And I think one of the things that perhaps put a damper on my career was that I was at the top flying high, literally flying high, always traveling first class, and, you know, that's just the way I did it. And I think what happens in life is sometimes God has a way of humbling you. And after losing the dealership, I sincerely felt humbled, and I think it was a master plan to get me to understand what life is really all about. And it's not all about being at the top and nobody else has what I have. I got this and I can't give it to anybody else. I think that was where I honestly went wrong. And so this time around, what I'd like to do, and I know Donald shares this sentiment, is I'd like to give something back. And I don't know what that's going to be in terms of giving back. Maybe it's a record, I don't know. But if I can touch someone, I think it will give clarity to my somewhat surmised life that I've had. If it were to end today, I would be remiss if I didn't say that I've had a great life, a great run, and here we go again. So this is chapter 4 of a long life.
Did you or your cousin ever have interest in working in the music and entertainment industry?
No, I never envisioned it. As a matter of fact, not having a tune to carry myself, I never thought about being a part of the music industry.
What do you hope to get out of this project?
We're looking for a new challenge in life that's exciting, and this seems to be very much exciting. Hadn't been able to get much sleep since we got started with it. So it's the momentum is there.
We got to get going. Versatility with integrity. Take a ride with me, and you're gonna see.
That thought is that I hope this documentary is such that it can, again, as I said earlier, touch someone and bring promise to someone, and just we really want to put out a message that no matter how bad things are, there is always a way. The only problem with that theory is that though many of us get knocked down, the opportunity is getting up. Personally, and I know I speak for Donald as well, I'd like to thank Dwayne for all of his professionalism and his spontaneity, and the way he's brought this project together has just been unbelievable. As a testament to Dwayne, I would certainly say that he knows this business in and out, and again, he's been very inspirational in getting us to this point. And I don't, coming from the auto industry, I sometimes lack optimism in projects, and I've found a new home for that optimism and belief in Dwayne. He's a man of his word. He's come through, and I couldn't take him enough to this point.
Oh man.
I like to leave with this: God is great.